Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, the home for every true Lakers fan who rides the highs and lows of this team like it's a part of their own heartbeat. If you're here, it means you feel what we feel, that pull, that excitement, that anxious buzz that fills the air this time of year as the regular season winds down and the playoffs loom large on the horizon. And right now, there's a conversation growing louder and louder among Lakers fans, among NBA analysts, even among rival teams, a conversation about a player who might just change everything for this team when it matters most. Because while all eyes have been locked on LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the stars that have carried the Lakers all season, something much more subtle, much more exciting has been brewing under the surface. A story that, if it unfolds the way it's beginning to hint, could become one of the most memorable playoff surprises in recent memory. And that story is about Dalton Knecht. When you think about what it takes to win in the NBA playoffs, the list is long and brutal. Star power, grit, health, depth, role players stepping up and playing out of their minds. Every great playoff run has those moments, unexpected heroes who seize the spotlight, unsung players who rise up and deliver when the stakes are at their absolute highest. Lakers history is filled with these moments. Think back to Robert Horry's clutch threes, Derek Fisher's 0.4 seconds, even players like Trevor Ariza during the 2009 run, who elevated their games when it mattered most. And now there's a growing belief that Dalton Knecht could be the next name added to that list. It's not just wishful thinking. It's not just fans getting overly excited after a few good games. There's a real sense around the team that Knecht is starting to unlock something. That he's reaching a new level of confidence, understanding, and execution right when the Lakers need it most. His performance against the Pelicans was the spark that ignited the conversation, but if you've been paying close attention all season, the signs were there long before that. The work ethic, the attention to detail, the mental toughness. Because the reality is, Dalton Knecht's journey this season hasn't been easy. It's been a test of patience, resilience, and quiet belief. Early on, he struggled to find consistent minutes. There were nights he didn't play at all. Nights where he had to watch from the bench as others got the opportunities he craved. Nights where lesser players might have let frustration seep in, where doubt could have started to erode their confidence. But not Knecht. He kept showing up, kept putting in the work, kept believing that his moment would come. And now it feels like that moment is arriving. Watching Knecht against the Pelicans, you could see a player who wasn't just playing with skill, he was playing with purpose. Every movement had an intensity behind it. Every shot he took with supreme confidence, as if he already knew it was going in. Every defensive possession, he fought like his career depended on it. And that's the kind of energy that playoff basketball demands. Because in the playoffs, talent alone isn't enough. You need heart. You need fearlessness. You need players who embrace the pressure, who want the ball in their hands when everything is on the line. And that's exactly the vibe Knecht is giving off right now. The Lakers, as much talent as they have, desperately need what Knecht brings to the table. They need that instant offense off the bench. They need that fearless floor spacer who can punish defenses for loading up on LeBron and AD. They need someone who can swing momentum with a couple of quick buckets and get the crowd roaring. And more than that, they need fresh energy. Young legs. A spark that can lift everyone around him. You can see it in the way the veterans are responding to him. You can see it in the way the coaching staff is beginning to trust him with bigger moments. You can even hear it in the chatter coming from opposing teams who are starting to ask themselves, who is this kid, and how do we stop him? It's a reminder of something fundamental about playoff basketball. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much talent you stack, sometimes it's the unexpected that makes the difference. Sometimes it's the player no one saw coming who tips the scales. And Dalton Knecht is starting to feel like one of those players. Of course, with opportunity comes pressure. If Knecht gets real playoff minutes and all signs point to him earning them, he'll be tested like never before. Opponents will target him. They'll force him to defend in isolation. They'll chase him around screens. They'll dare him to make quick decisions under duress. They'll try to expose every weakness. But based on how he's responded to every challenge so far, I believe he's ready. Because what makes Knecht special isn't just his shooting, though his shot is pure and deadly. It's his mentality. He doesn't play scared. He doesn't shrink in big moments. If anything, he seems to get stronger, more locked in. And that's something you can't teach. That's something you either have or you don't. And think about how powerful that could be for the Lakers. Imagine playoff games where LeBron draws double teams. AD is being swarmed in the post, and suddenly Knecht is wide open on the perimeter, and he buries shot after shot, silencing opposing crowds, electrifying Crypto.com arena, and swinging the momentum in crucial stretches. That's not just helpful. That's season-changing. It's the kind of boost that can turn a very good team into a championship contender. And there's more to his game than just spot-up shooting. Knecht's movement off the ball is crisp and intelligent. He knows how to find the gaps in the defense. He cuts at the right times. He relocates to open spaces. He doesn't just stand still and wait for the ball. He actively creates passing lanes for his teammates. That kind of smart movement is invaluable in the playoffs when every inch of space is contested and every defensive rotation is a half-second faster. And defensively, he's not a lockdown guy yet, but he competes. He fights. He understands positioning. And in playoff basketball, sometimes effort and IQ are more important than pure athleticism. Coaches trust players who give 100% on every possession. Players who don't quit on plays. Players who understand a scheme and stick to it. Knecht is showing all of that. Now let's pull back for a second and think about the big picture. The Western Conference this year is a gauntlet. Every team is stacked. Every round is going to be a war. The margin between winning and losing a series might come down to one or two moments. One or two possessions. One or two unexpected contributions. If Dalton Knecht can be that guy, if he can give the Lakers a consistent scoring punch off the bench, if he can swing a few key moments in the Lakers' favor, he could be the difference between an early exit and a deep playoff run. He could be the X factor no one outside of Lakers Nation saw coming. And wouldn't that be poetic? In a season where the Lakers have battled injuries, inconsistency, outside noise, and doubt, what if the spark they needed all along was a rookie who never stopped believing in himself? What if the story of the 2025 playoffs isn't just about LeBron chasing one more ring or AD dominating the paint, but about a young player stepping into the spotlight and helping lead the way? It's a story that feels almost too good to be true. But sometimes sports give us those stories. Sometimes the underdog rises. Sometimes the unknown becomes the unforgettable. So here's the challenge for JJ Redick and the coaching staff: trust him. Give Knecht the opportunity. Let him grow into the moment. Because if they do, and if Knecht continues on the trajectory he's on right now, the Lakers could be even more dangerous than anyone realizes. And for us fans, let's ride this wave. Let's support this kid the way Lakers Nation knows how to. Let's pack the arena with energy every time he checks into the game. Let's make sure he knows we believe in him, just like he's believed in himself all year long. Think about it. Trust is what makes a coach call your number in crunch time. It's what makes a teammate swing the ball your way with the game on the line. And every time Knecht steps onto the floor lately, he's earning more and more of that trust, not with flashy plays, but with smart, tough, winning basketball. That's the kind of foundation that leads to playoff moments you never forget. It's not just Lakers Nation noticing either. NBA scouts, analysts, and even rival players are starting to whisper about Knecht, about how his game has matured, about how he's playing beyond his years. About how, in a league obsessed with stars, sometimes it's the hungry and proven guys who end up changing everything when the lights get brightest. Of course, the road ahead won't be easy. The playoffs are a different beast. Every possession feels like life or death. Every mistake is magnified. Every weakness is attacked. But there's a calmness to Knecht's game right now that feels different. A quiet confidence that suggests he's not just ready for the moment, he's craving it. And that's exactly what the Lakers need. Someone fearless. Someone fresh. Someone who isn't weighed down by expectations but is fueled by opportunity. Someone who looks at the pressure and says, "Give me the ball." Knecht is giving off that energy, and it's infectious. You can see it in the way the team plays when he's on the floor. There's an extra spark. A little more bounce. A little more belief. And in the playoffs, where momentum swings are everything, sometimes that's the difference between winning and losing a series. Imagine Crypto.com arena in full playoff mode, deafening noise, fans on their feet, tension so thick you can feel it in your chest. And in the middle of it all, a rookie calmly draining a corner three or diving on the floor for a loose ball. That's the stuff that becomes legend in Lakers lore. And let's be honest, this fan base knows how to rally behind a rising star. Lakers fans don't just cheer for players. They adopt them. They elevate them. They make them larger than life. If Knecht keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to feel that energy in ways he's never experienced before. But it's not just about one or two big games. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every night with the same hunger, the same focus, the same fire. And if there's one thing Knecht has proven this season, it's that he knows how to stay locked in, even when the spotlight grows hotter. There will be ups and downs. There always are. Rookies hit walls. Defenses adjust. Bad shooting nights happen. But it's how Knecht responds to adversity that will define him. And based on everything we've seen so far, you have to believe he's built for this. And just think about the ripple effect. If Knecht can become a reliable scoring option, it takes so much pressure off the stars. It gives LeBron and AD more breathing room. It forces opposing defenses to stretch just a little thinner. And in the playoffs, those small advantages can be the difference between moving on and going home. It's moments like these, the emergence of a young, hungry player, that can reignite a team, that can breathe new life into a playoff run. And maybe, just maybe, that's what's happening right before our eyes with Dalton Knecht. Because here's the thing, greatness often announces itself in quiet ways before the world takes notice. A big shot here. A huge defensive stop there. A stretch of games where you realize, wait, this guy isn't just helping, he's changing games. That's the feeling starting to build. Because something tells me, deep down, that we're all about to witness something special. Something that we'll be telling stories about years from now. Remember when Dalton Knecht broke out in the playoffs and helped the Lakers make their run? It's coming. You can feel it. Thanks for riding with me, Lakers Nation. If you're as excited about Dalton Knecht as I am, smash that like button, drop a comment, subscribe for daily Lakers news, and hit that notification bell. The playoffs are almost here. The stage is set. The lights are about to get brighter. And somewhere in the heart of Los Angeles, a young player is getting ready to step into history. Go Lakers!